Hello everyone, welcome once again to Books Wale Bhaiya. Today we'll talk about a very important book. It's called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. As the title suggests, this book is about money and investments and finance. But before we start with the book, I would like you to think about a couple of things. Do you know the most important reason behind Warren Buffett's investment success? Do you know that you need not have a very high level of income in order to retire rich? In fact, you need not have a very high level of return on your investments to retire rich. And do you know that this book, which is perhaps the best book on money and financing ever written, does not talk only about money, it talks about something else, which the title suggests is the psychology of money. And understanding that is critical to your success on money matters. So we all know this book is on what topic, but how this book differentiates itself is that Morgan Housel, who is a partner at the Collaborative Fund and has been a former journalist, columnist with the Wall Street Journal and the Motley Fool, discusses these topics about money in a very easy to understand manner and touches upon things which though are very critical but are often ignored because they are not very flashy or very cool. So reading this book helps you gain those insights which I believe are missing in other books. For example, he talks about Warren Buffett. Well, at the time of writing this book, which was last year in 2020, Warren Buffett's net worth was about $84.5 billion. And while this is a fact many may already be aware of, what many are not aware of is that out of this $84.5 billion, $81.5 billion were made after his 65th birthday. So a large chunk, you can say almost 90 and 99% of Warren Buffett's net worth occurred after his 65th birthday. So what is the reason for Warren Buffett's success? It is of course his skill, but it's also time, longevity. Warren Buffett, as we know, invested for about 75 years, perhaps a bit more than that of his life, and that's what differentiates his wealth from others. His CAGR of investment return, we all know, is about 21 to 22%. And while there are the investors who can certainly claim to have such a CAGR, it's his longevity, it's his ability of being able to produce those returns which differentiates himself from others. Remember, he invested for about 75 years. So it's not just returns, it's also for how much time you invest your money. And this is where Morgan draws the analogy and gives us a very important lesson that even if you have returns which are not extraordinary, because the extraordinary returns cannot be earned every year, you can still make a lot of money if you are consistent and if you are ready to put your money for a longer period of time. Another insight which one may gain is that about success in investing. Well, you need not be right every time. It's not, as Morgan says, it's not about flying a plane, where a success rate of course has to be 100%, else it will be tragic. Peter Lynch, one of the most legendary investors, said that if you are right 6 out of 10 times in investing, you are a terrific investor. To substantiate this point that you need not be right every time, you can make mistakes and you will make mistakes, Morgan again quotes Warren Buffett when he said in 2013 at his annual general meeting that Warren Buffett, he himself invested in about 400 to 500 stocks in his lifetime, but his best investments are just about in 10 companies. That's it. And Charlie Munger added to it that if you remove those 10 stocks, Berkshire Hathaway's long-term investment records would be just average. So well, here are world's top investors saying that if we had not invested our money in those 10 stocks, we would have been just average return investors. Another thing which I really liked about this book is Morgan's perspective on wealth. Well, everyone is fascinated by wealth, but he's someone who thoroughly explains what wealth is. And he says wealth is invisible. When you see someone spending money on luxury products, you may say this person is wealthy, but he's rich, he's not wealthy. What you see by spending and you get fascinated by is money or income. Wealth is what you don't see. You may see a luxury house and you may say that okay, this person is wealthy, but his wealth lies somewhere else. It's in another house in which he may not live. It is in his bank accounts and stock investments which you cannot see. So So wealth, that sounds cool. Okay, wealth is what we cannot see, but how to generate wealth if I have not inherited any wealth? And he answers in the most simplest manner that there's one rule for generating wealth. It's saving your money. It's saving and investing, and as he mentioned in the book, you need not have an extraordinary return on investments. No matter you are a middle class person or you are a billionaire, if you do not save, you can never be wealthy. And once again, he provides several examples in the book which substantiates his viewpoint. Another takeaway of the book, and the one thing I personally like the most, is his definition of savings. Now, before you think, okay dude, there's nothing extraordinary, everyone knows savings is income minus expenses. But he says, he has a different perspective. Morgan says that savings is income minus ego. Because what the money you spend on satisfying your ego or in impressing others is what holds you from becoming rich. So take it from him, your wealth is your income minus your ego, and that holds a key to all kind of financial success. What I liked, other than this, what I liked in the book is, I would say, is humility in accepting that yes, there is indeed a role of luck in your success. He gives several examples. One was of Bill Gates, was that he studied in a school in US. It was one of those rare schools which had a computer in 1950s. Well, no wonder Bill Gates' fascination for the computers started at an early age. Yes, he was lucky that he was in such a school. All in all, you will get to know several insights on money and finance, all of them packed with certain examples. And while it is said about someone's perspective that okay, he's right, but I disagree with him on these counts, I doubt, having read this book, there's hardly anything on which you might disagree with the author. And that indeed is the beauty of the book. Read this, I would say everyone must read this book. If you have not yet, go and read this book. Consider yourself lucky if you are reading this at a younger age. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you think I did a good job, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you very much.